What's your nobody's ever going to believe this story that's actually true? Just up the street from my apartment in San Francisco there was a Taco Bell, and it's at this Taco Bell that I met my best friend, an incredibly intelligent crow. When I first moved into this apartment I'd often see the crow in question hanging around the restaurant looking for scraps, but then one day while I was going down to get a taco myself, the crow enacted its master plan. I'm guessing it had seen people exchanging coins for tacos through the window, because it flew over directly in front of me with a nickel in its mouth, and dropped the nickel down at my feet. I stared at the nickel and the crow stared back, making a noise that sounded not unlike taco. No way, I thought to myself before picking up the nickel and heading inside. Once in, I looked back, to see the crow sitting on the outdoor windowsill, its head planted against the window staring directly at me. I bought the crow a taco, both out of amazement and out of fear, and the final out-of-pocket cost for me, minus the nickel, was $1.15. I headed out to give the bird his well-deserved taco, and while I sat there on the park bench eating my taco next to him, I came up with an idea. I took out a $5 bill from my wallet and showed it to the crow. I then started snapping my fingers and kept his attention this way while I stood up and headed inside with the bill in my hand. The crow once again planted its head against the window, and it watched as I exchanged my $5 for 3 tacos and some fries. I then gave all the food to the crow, and did my best to explain that if it brought me these dollar bills, I'd get food for it all the time. Well, the crow seemingly understood me, because just a few days later, it came to me with $5 in its mouth. I bought it 2 tacos and kept the change. I lived in that apartment for a few years after that, and every now and again, sometimes more than once a week, the crow would come to me with bills in its mouth for me to buy it food. It wouldn't only be $5 bills either, sometimes 10s, 20s, and on 2 occasions it even brought me 100. I actually had a jar at home where I kept all the profit the crow had made me, and by the time I was moving out, I had amassed $1,253.35.